Hey everybody! Tonight we're talking about the different ways you can cook things as well as what you need to cook them. Let's get started. Cooking vocabulary. These are the different ways you can cook something. The first is bake. When you bake something, you put it in the oven. You can bake bread, pies, and cakes. Next is fry. Frying something needs oil or butter. You put it in a skillet and stir it around until it's done. Stir fries are one of my favorite foods. Next is grill. You can grill or barbecue hot dogs, hamburgers, and steaks. Chicken too. Next is microwave. The easiest way to cook something is throwing it in the microwave, although it doesn't always taste very well. The next words are mix and stir. You have to mix something together to make mashed potatoes. When you add ingredients, you have to stir them, whether it be in a pot or a pan. Next is peel. You have to peel potatoes and apples before you cook them. We can also peel carrots or eggs. Chop. Chopping is what you do when you want to take something like chicken or vegetable. Fun fact, saying chop chop in English is like saying shoop shoop in Czech. Here's a man chopping some green onions. Next is slice. Slicing is different than chopping because it's not repeated like that. It's like slice, slice. Here are some sliced red onions. When you get a pizza, there are 8 slices. Steam. Steaming is when you take hot water and heat it further so that it steams either dumplings or vegetables. Some products are made specifically so that they can steam things. Next is boil. Boiling is when you heat water until it starts to bubble and steam. We boil things like pasta or eggs. Next is simmer. Simmer is heating water to almost boiling temperature and then letting it cool down so that it continues to cook whatever you have. You can simmer soups, meat, and chili. Next is sauce, or as the Czech people know it, omáčka. Sauce is great because you can put it on just about anything. There are many different kinds, such as ketchup, tartar sauce, mayonnaise, mustard, and spaghetti sauce. Now let's take a look at some of the utensils we need to cook. Cooking utensils. Things we use to cook with. First, we have a frying pan. Frying pan. We use a frying pan to make stir fries and fry things. Next, we have dishware. Dishware. Or silverware, which are spoons, forks, and knives. Next, we have a wok. Wok. A wok is useful for making any kind of Asian food as well as stir fries. Next, we have a cooking pot. Cooking pot. A cooking pot is something you need to make pasta or soup. Next, we have a strainer. Strainer. Strainers are useful for draining hot water from pasta. Next, we have a grater. Grater. You grate things like cheese or carrots. Next, oven mitt. Oven mitt. You need an oven mitt to pull things out of the oven because they are hot. Next is a cutting board. Cutting board, which we use with kitchen knives. Kitchen knives. You do things like chop, slice, or dice on a cutting board with kitchen knives. Next, napkins. Napkins. We put napkins on our tables so that we can clean ourselves after making mess. Next, we have a tin opener. Tin opener. We use a tin opener to open tins. It is also known as a can opener. Next, we have a whisk. Whisk. Whisks are used to mix things to make dough or sauces. Next, we have potato peelers. Potato peelers. You can use a potato peeler to peel potatoes and other vegetables or fruits. Next, we have a rolling pin. Rolling pin. Rolling pins are used to flatten dough or tenderize things like chicken. Next, we have wooden spoons. Wooden spoons. Wooden spoons are useful for mixing sauces and soups. Next, we have a dish strainer. Dish strainer. A dish strainer is useful for drying dishes after we have cleaned them. Next, we have plates. Plates. A plate is what you eat off of when you have lunch or dinner. Next, we have cereal bowl. Cereal bowl. You eat your cereal out of a cereal bowl. Next, we have fork and knife, or forks and knives. We use forks and knives to eat things like steak, to cut them and eat them. Next, we have tongs. Tongs. Tongs are useful for pulling things out of the oven or flipping meat over on a barbecue. 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 Barbecues are useful for cooking things like steaks, hamburgers, and hot dogs. Next, we have a toaster. Toaster. We use toasters for making toast. Next, we have scales. Scales. Scales are useful for weighing your ingredients. Next, we have a paper towel. Paper towel. Paper towels are larger than napkins and useful for cleaning up messes. Next, we have a tray. Tray. When a server brings out your food, it comes on a tray. Next, we have cups and a teapot. Teapot. These are for making tea and drinking it. After that, we have tablecloth. Tablecloth. A tablecloth protects your table from becoming dirty. All right, great job sticking through to the end. What we're going to do for homework tonight is I'm going to do some verbal questions. I'll ask you about an implement or utensil in the kitchen, and you tell me what it's used for. For example, if I say a cereal bowl, you say it's used to hold things like soup or cereal. All right. Number 1, what can you use a knife for? A knife. What can you use a knife for? Number 2. What do you use a cooking pot for? A cooking pot. Number 3. A strainer. What do you use a pasta strainer for? Number 4. An oven. What can you do with an oven? Number 5. A potato peeler. What can you do with a potato peeler? And number 6. What can you do with a wok? That's W-O-K, wok. All right, thank you guys for paying attention, and have a great evening.